Welcome back to the Two to Money Super 1 British Karting Championships here at Glanigorse Park. Now, for any motorsport event to go ahead, there are two groups of people we need. The marshals, of course, who do such a crucial job, and the medical personnel, paramedics and so on. And joining me today from MedEvent is Avion. Now, just tell us a little bit about your weekend. This weekend we're at Glanigorse Park. When do you pitch up? What's a general sort of summary of what you do during the weekend?
We generally set up on a Friday for practice day and Saturday for the qualifiers. We'll set up the unit. We'll bring 2 ambulances. We bring 4 or 5 medics along with us, and we will wait and see if anything happens throughout the day. If nothing happens on the course, hopefully, we can always deal with people who are generally unwell. We can treat and refer to specialist care if need be. But most of all, we're here for covering any incidents that may occur on the track.
And it's fair to say, is it, that what you're trying to do is take away the need for an ambulance to turn up? So you've got your own little medical centre here, effectively, trackside, so that you can deal with, what sort of things are you going to be dealing with?
Mostly it's bony, soft tissue injuries and general health conditions, really. If they've got a headache or if they've got any blurred vision, concussion, that kind of thing, we can generally look after them here in this unit that we provide instead of calling an ambulance. Sometimes somebody needs a bit of convalescence and then we can just look after them here. And we've also got ambulances we can treat people in as well. So, yeah, this is a nice little unit. And
it's fair to say, I think, you're approved, I think, by the Motorsport Association?
Yes, I'm registered with the MSA. I was a paramedic for the Welsh Ambulance Service for 17 years, and I employ Welsh Ambulance staff as well. So we've got quality assurance there, and we've got a skill set which is justifies why we get called here, really, and we've got first aiders as well.
And it's fair to say, isn't it, that if you're not here, if you turn up late, the meeting goes ahead late, but if you don't turn up at all, if there's no paramedics at any Motorsport Association event, the event does not go ahead.
It will not go ahead, and it can't go ahead because obviously our main aim is to make sure everybody's safe and well on the track and off the track.
You're based in Ruthin, of course, North Wales, and this is the local circuit effectively to you. I know you cover Anglesey as well, but where else do you cover in the UK?
Anywhere in the northwest, really, mostly. But we have travelled to London, Grimsby. We'll travel wherever the occasion is, really. And
so kart circuits and general motorsport circuits all over the country.
Any events, really. We do shows, motorsport, local shows, charity shows, events, music events. We cover most events, really.
TKM Extreme in 2018. 26 points, covers the top 6 in the standings. Half a dozen drivers can still be champion. Here's the grid. Fowler and Goldsmith from Newman and Hesketh, Sproat, Wellham, Carl Roberts and Sam Fowler, then Chris Whitton and Joseph Reeves-Smith, with a whole pack of dogs chasing them down, including the O-Plate, Joe Stockford there on the 6th row of the grid. Whittingham will be a hard charger, and there's a few further down the order. Brierley, Pitt in particular, Moore and Sparrow from the back of the grid. They'll be charging forward. Here we go. This is going to be a lightning race. Joe Fowler takes the first blood into the first corner, up the Dragon Straight, and where are Moore and the number 5 in there as well of Adam Sparrow. They are charging through from the back after not finishing in the pre-final. Reeves-Smith is currently a championship leader by just 2 points now to Chris Whitton after what has been a sensational run. Just remember how strong he was at Rissington a few weeks ago. Now he is in position as Paul Monks has come off the circuit. His wheel has gone. Paul Monks has lost the wheel at the Spoon.
Former winner here at Glanigorse Park in Super 1, Paul Monks. He's a local favourite here, but he won't be doing anything today. You can't do much with just 3 wheels on the car.
Oh, look at this. It's going to be a bit of a busy traffic jam, and Max Goldsmith's lost a few places on this lap. He's dropped down to 4th, make that 5th as he gets squeezed.
He's got a problem, Jake. He's got his hand down over the air.
Oh, and he's lost it! Yeah. He's lost it in the final turn. Well, Max Goldsmith trying to get back on at exactly the wrong point.
He nearly turns into the traffic.
Oh,
he had a problem. He had his hand down over the airbox. Wasn't happy with how the engine was performing. And and unfortunately somebody's clattered him from behind, not their fault.
That, unfortunately, is an off further back for Josh Sheriff. He's gone off the circuit. You can just see Monks' card having pulled off, and I'm sorry to say this, considering Max Goldsmith's experience, I do not expect him to go off at the final turn and then come back in front of the pack when there's a massive queue of carts coming round.
Yeah, he was lucky to get away with that. Could easily have been collected and collected other people. Another driver walking away. This is an epic championship, by the way, is it not, Jake? Amazing. This is the closest championship, I believe, we will ever see in Super 1. Certainly we've ever seen with 1 round to go. We're going to go to the final round with, I think, probably 6 drivers still in it with a chance of serious chance of winning it.
Well,
and there's Chris Whitten on the 7.
Yeah, going up the inside of Stockford.
Now Whitten is second in the championship, but he's got Joseph Reeve-Smith out in front of him. He needs to track down Smith and overtake him. There he is on the 7.
No space for negotiation at all for Stockford as Whitten deals with him and now goes up the inside of Whittingham. That was a lovely bit of driving, and he's fighting, don't forget, to grab the lead of the championship of Joseph Reeve-Smith, who is currently in 8th place. Look at the virtual championship in the top corner of your screen. That is going to change multiple times through the course of this race. Just look at the top 5 now. Wellham and Sam Fowler are tied for 4th position in the standings. 2 points ahead is Joe Fowler. Only 6 points ahead of that is Whitten, and only 6 points ahead of that is Reeve-Smith. Who knows who's going to win the championship?
I think that will be 5 this time. These points update as the drivers go through the line. Watch Whitten's points update.
There
you go.
It's only 4 now.
He's just added, of course, he overtook 2 people on that lap. So he's just added 2 points. He's now 4 points behind Smith, and Smith is where is Reeve-Smith. So it's J-Ree in 8th place on the 90 carts, with Whitten in 10th. He's 2 behind him.
But through all of this, one man is leading the way who's not in the championship fight. So from his point of view, no pressure. Theo Hesketh, now 0.6 of a second in front of Joe Fowler. Carl Sproat is there in 3rd, having got past Pete Newman. There's so much to watch in this race. It's tough even to stay with the leaders because we're trying to keep an eye on the championship fight at the same time. Here's these 2. Sproat now in front of Pete Newman, as we know. He's gone up into 3rd position. Newman goes very deep there into the final turn. That's probably his racing line in these conditions. Next is Wellham.
You're looking at the race winner there, Jake, aren't we, at Rissington? And what did he say when I interviewed him on the podium at Rissington? Bring on Glanny Gorse, let's hope it rains. And it is raining.
Yep.
Theo Hesketh sets the fastest lap, Jake.
Yes, indeed. Carl Sproat in 3rd position. He wants to move his way further forward. This could be a last gasp saloon in the championship for Carl Sproat. It's only showing you the top 5 in the virtual championship, but at this point, Sproat is on 9.43. If he makes a few more gains at the expense of Joe Fowler, for example, that's going to drop Fowler's points tally, and it's going to bring Sproat right back into the game.
Joe Fowler's had an amazing weekend. Last time, I mean, he had a great first round, led the championship. Then he's been, well, not at the races, shall we say, for the rest of the season since. Then this weekend he's come here, been on fire, and all of a sudden he's 3rd in the championship. He's back in championship contention.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible. There's Joseph Reeve-Smith on the 90. There's the 7 of Whitten, and he's got that 1 cart between him.
There's
now.
Harry Moore. He's battling away with Stockford. Whoops, that's a bit of a moment further back for Gavin Pitt, the 14, running wide there at the final turn. And another new fuss is that from Sproat. But here comes the moment for Fowler. He needs to make this move on Hesketh. Hesketh's going to run out wide. Is he going to carry the speed round the outside? Yes, he does. Well, he clearly watched what was going on in the earlier junior TKM races and the earlier I-Army cadet races, and he realised, well, you know what, the outside's perfectly fine.
Mechanical flag for Josh Sheriff. We've not seen what that's for, but I think we had an off earlier in the race.
Yeah, I'm
So
afraid.
he's obviously got a problem with the car. He's going to have to come in.
Yeah, he's going to join the likes of Paul Monks, Austin Mundy, and now Max Goldsmith on the sideline. That problem terminal, unfortunately, for Max Goldsmith. So his race is run. Here's the battle in the midfield. Nice little jostling there from Matthew Walnut.
We've got brothers tied for 3rd place. 9.51 apiece for Joe Fowler and Sam Fowler. These brothers are the only brothers in the history of the sport to have led a Super 1 class at different times of the season. Of course, in Sam's case, it wasn't at the end of a round, it was in the middle of the round at Shennington. Then he had the mechanical, absolute drama. He had a 22-point lead during that race and ended up with a mechanical and ended up down the field. I think he went out of the round in 5th place. But Joe Fowler led the championship at round 1. and his brother Sam was leading it in the middle of the round at Shennington.
We are set to have a 6-man showdown for the season finale at PF.
It's going to be epic.
It's crazy. I mean, Reeve Smith is on 962. Whitton is 3 points back. 8 points back are Joe and Sam Fowler. 3 points back from them is Rob Wellham, and 5 points back from him is Kyle Sproat. It's incredible. 19 points is the gap between the top 6 in the Drivers' Championship. With it being that close at PF, it's going to go, well, anybody's way. Anybody in that top 6 can be British champion. Hesketh trying desperately to hang on to this victory with Fowler and Sproat all over the back of him, and Sproat is currently in 6th place in the Drivers' Championship. If he gets past these two, he's a candidate for the title.
No doubt, and think about this. He won at Rissington in the atrocious conditions. He's on it at the moment. If he wins today in similar conditions and he goes to PF, guess what weather he's asking God for?
Yeah, he's doing every rain dance in the history of every Aboriginal tribe possible.
You would argue William Hills, if they're making a book, they might make him championship favourite if it rains.
That's an absolutely dead set, isn't it? Joseph Reeve Smith has now got Whitton in front of him. Look at the gap in the title race. It's 1 point between them now. Whitton has got past Reeve Smith into 9th place, and as a result, the championship fight is just 1 point separating them, and 9 points back. The Fowler brothers are tied. 3 points back is Wellham, 5 more points back is Sproat. This is going to be just about the most stupendous, unpredictable, unprecedented championship fight in Super 1 British racing history.
No doubt about it. Kyle Sproat was a little bit ambitious at the bottom of the hill. He may have a look up the inside of Fowler
Here
here.
He goes! Sprout is there!
Does.
Kyle Sproat gets through. Absolutely terrific.
It was a little bit ambitious coming down the hill. It was about as ambitious as wearing a red pair of high-waisted loons with a pair of brown Chelsea boots in the 1970s, Jake. Personally, though, I think I pulled it off.
Well, what that's done is it's put Joe Fowler 2 points back from Sam now. He's only 1 ahead of Rob Wellham, and he's only 4 ahead of Kyle Sproat. Sproat has come up to a score of 945. If he makes up 1 more place by passing Hesketh, he is right behind Fowler and Wellham.
You follow and cover world motorsport in all its different guises throughout the world.
Yep.
Have you ever known any championship to go to the final round with potentially 6 winners within these sort of points? You know,
My record,
961.
my record is 4. My record is 4, and that was in a single-seater championship a few years ago. I think it was Auto GP went down to the wire at Brno with 4 in contention.
We're going to have 6 in this.
We're going to have 6 in this. Absolutely astonishing. 6 drivers, all very much in with the shout, and all of them looking likely champions as well. Not a single one of them could win it by accident. All 6 drivers have the skill, the ability to win the championship. So all 6 of them will be spending pretty much the next 3 weeks solid, getting their car, going to PF International and getting as many laps in as they physically can. This championship showdown could literally go to any one of those 6.
We're looking at the top 2 in the championship there, Jake. On the 90 kart, Joseph Reeve Smith on 961. On the 7 kart, it's Chris Whitton. They are battling over 9th and 10th on track, but they are still 1st and 2nd in the championship in reverse order on track. I can tell you though, if Kyle Sproat overtakes to take the lead, he'll go from 945 to 947, and Rob Wellham will drop back, and Kyle Sproat will move up into, I think, 5th place in the championship, but Wellham will still be in it to win it.
And do you know what that means? If he does it, and he is going to do it, Kyle Sproat goes for the lead at Spoon and gets it. That will drop the gap from 1st to 6th in the championship standings to just 14 points. 14 points between half a dozen drivers, going to one of the most spectacular racing venues for karting on the planet. This is going to be such a showdown for the title.
Theo Hesketh won the first round of Junior TKM. When was that? 2 years ago, Jake, at Rowra, I think it was. And then he struggled a bit because he was overweight in the class.
Oh, that's a move from
Newman makes a great move. Another terrific move by Pete Newman. We've been seeing him do that all season long. Makes another move in the final turn.
And that drops Joe Fowler to equal 5th in the championship standings alongside Kyle Sproat. They both have 947, which is just 1 point behind Rob Wellham in 4th. That's tightened it up again. Absolutely amazing. Every single lap, the jostling and the twists and turns of this championship continue. Now, another big story. Sam Fowler is right on the back of the 31 of Joe Fowler, his brother. These two are going to be scrapping together on the circuit. Now, this is where, a bit like when we saw the Schumacher brothers battling away in Formula One in the early part of the 2000s. Now, Sam versus Joe, and you can bet that whoever beats the other is going to make the other do all of the household chores for a month. This is going to be an amazing fight.
Somebody's just lost something off the cart there. Couldn't quite see what it was, but something dropped off somebody's cart and rolled up onto the grass.
Was that a chain guard maybe for Wellham?
Well, no, it wasn't a chain guard, wasn't that big, but I hope it's not terminal for someone.
Yeah, and if it was the cart behind these two, as up the inside goes Sam on Joe. Sam takes Joe. Now, unfortunately, Joe will know perfectly well who the number 3 is, and he's going to be sick to his stomach. I can't believe he got me. If anybody's going to beat me, it really shouldn't have to be my own brother, for goodness sake.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Well, those two have played with each other on karts for many, many a year. They've obviously grown up together in the world of motor racing, and they are, I would say, at this point in their form, as good as each other.
Let's just point out Adam Sparrow there down in 19th place, Jake, for the former championship leader as we go into the last lap, and Sproat now just clearing off in front. Hesketh's trying to hold on to second, and he's going to come under pressure here from Pete Newman, the English champion.
Yeah, Pete Newman, unfortunately, has had a miserable season. He's not in contention for the title this year, but that means he's got absolutely nothing to lose. He'll want to get a second place. Carl Sproat is checking out here on the last lap. Hesketh looks back for Pete Newman. Is Pete going to get a move? Not while Theo Hesketh's on the move. He is having an absolutely terrific race run here, and second place should be okay, but Pete Newman is going to challenge for it in the final couple of corners. They come out of the compression complex, dropping through the left-hander into Devil's Elbow. Can Newman get close enough? I'm not sure he can. Theo Hesketh is going to hang on for second, but Carl Sproat is now 5th in the Drivers' Championship, 14 points back for the championship leader. He's in contention for the win. Oh, hang on a minute, what happened there? Sam Fowler!
Looks like Sam Fowler slowed down and let his brother overtake him. That's what it looks like to me. This is a great midfield battle as well.
Yes, this is going to go right the way down to the line. We're going to have Whittingham, Stockford, Cole, Ball, Sparrow in the mix there as well. This is going to be very close at the line. It is very, very tight.
Sam Johns at the head of the field there, came through in 13th place from, who was it in 13th? And then it was Joe Stockford, Lee Whittingham, in fact, behind him, then Stockford, Cole. Right, Cole down in 16th,
and
a bit of a
Sparrow
nightmare.
across the line in 18th place. So how the times have changed over the season. Front-fairing penalty, sadly, for big names, including Chris Whitton and Owen Rosser. Harry Moore, though, the star of the show, he gets the pixie dust. 23 places made up.
Kyle, you were praying for rain at Rissington. You said, bring on the rain at Glenegorse Park, let's hope it rains. And in the end, it did. And you came from quite a way back. And I saw you there. I think you were sort of 3rd, 4th place. I thought, this looks like your race. And it was in the end.
Yeah, to be fair, the pre-final, I think we started about 21st and we come through to 5th. I think with a couple more laps, we'd have probably got up to 2nd in that. But obviously coming from 5th in the main final, made sure I got round the first lap. And to be fair, I'll always back myself in the wet. Just sort of waited till the right time. About 2 minutes to go, made sure I got from 3rd to 2nd, then 2nd to 1st. But got to say massive credit to Dave Litchfield for the engines, Dan Ross for the mechanicking, John O for the advice within the team. The kart was on rails again in the wet, and obviously wasn't the best person to be around yesterday after the first heat. So I've got to say thank you for putting up with me to them, and thank you to my mum and dad for obviously financing it, and hopefully it might rain again at PFI.
Let's hope so from your point of view, not from our point of view, but well done.
It's always good when it rains.
Let the rain keep coming as far as Carl Sproat is concerned, but look at that. 6 drivers can win the title, 16 points between them. PF International is going to be spectacular. In Part 5, Mini X30, and they're racing for the Dragon Masters Trophy.